All right, guys. So welcome back to the vlog. So we're back at the shop, and Chris already got started on measuring the front end. He already got the 2-inch cut that he had to make on the diameter of the arc that has to go on here for the front flares. The next thing he had to do was cut the actual bracket while it's already mounted on to the fender itself. The only way you're gonna get the perfect measurements is by measuring the tire where the actual arc is hitting at. And you seen it on my previous video. If you have your emblems here, you're definitely gonna have to remove your emblems from there, because that arc is literally coming in at the 3, just a 1/4 inch is touching on a 3. So this is gonna get removed, and that's the same thing for the other side. It's gonna get removed, gonna get leveled, slide to the back. Once that's done, we're gonna get the wheels off, and then we'll actually slap on the actual arc, just test fit it on there with the wheels. And the next step on the front end, after we do that arc on here, we're gonna do the fabricating on the front end. So we're gonna put in that small piece that comes in right here. Then you gotta take out that light, so the bumper does have to come off. You can't do this without it. You definitely want to do it with the bumper off, which is a lot more easier, though it is a lot more work. But it's, like I said, it's easier, and the install will be that much more cleaner because you're actually messing with that one area and it's focused on. And Chris is doing that. Once we're done doing this, I'm gonna move on to the rear, as I got started already. So I already did the bracket on there. I use self-tapping screws. That's the way we do the installs for this. We use self-tapping screws for the bracket. Clipped on the flare onto the bracket, so I can see exactly where it's being mounted onto already. And you gotta just make sure that everything lines up correctly, because if not, you gotta, remount the bracket a little bit to the other side, move it a little bit to the right, just to get the clearance on exactly how that bottom piece is gonna line up. And I'll pull that out too, so I can show you guys basically what the rear will look like. Felix has these little mud flaps on here. We have to remove these in order to put in that piece here, but we'll reinstall these into the new piece that goes here on the wide body. So we'll do that. And so that way those things are still functional for him. And then another thing that we might run into, that he has these little side skirts right here, is that we're gonna have to take it off, just because of the arc is gonna go underneath just a little bit, just to get the wide body on there. We'll probably just unclip it from this area right here, from the splitter, and then glue it on there, wait for that to dry, and then we'll bring back the splitter back up, and I'll hold it even that much more secured on the bottom end for any ricocheting, any tension that's trying to pull. So that'll definitely hold it up that much more better. And that's how I'm starting on the rear already. So stay tuned. And this is day 2 of where the Challenger is at now. I've known you guys seen everything else. Those other builds are already gone. That Impala's out of here. That Mercedes, Chris already started looking on exactly how he wants to do the wiring onto it, because the Mercedes is a little bit more technical. Yeah, he started doing that. RJ's out there working on getting those little carts out of here. They're gonna deliver that little small green car, and they're gonna deliver that, I think it's already gone, but it's like that huge ass Can-Am ATV off-road fucking vehicle. It's dope, man. It's all fully tinted, like you literally can't see into it. But that's what RJ is doing with Logan, and we're gonna get back to it. So I'll show you guys a b-roll of how I'm gonna do that bottom piece in the arc, and then get things rolling. But meanwhile, that all that happens, we still gotta continue taking measurements, because once I have that arc on there, I am gonna do the 3.25 inch cut on that arc, so that way the fenders cut it out of the way, and air suspension works best when there's enough fitment for it to tuck in. So that's what you want. But yeah, definitely stay tuned to the channel, guys. Thanks for coming back and watching part 2 of the session, because this is gonna happen, and I'll show you all that. All right, guys. So now that Chris is doing all of this, Alberto, Mr. Logan. All right. So kind of speed up everything. I finally ended up putting up all the wheels. You see this fucking mess of compiling stuff here is because, remember, in my old video, I told you guys that this has to be pressurized, you know. So thank God that this actual kit is not really, you know, warping the way it did, even with the paint creating tension in the kit for it to flex out. So the main areas where it's really flexing is the bottom end right here in the corner, and then you got other pieces over here in the back. So the bottom piece that goes, the bottom flare piece where the light side marker is at, that's one piece that has to be held in pretty well. So the wheels is doing its job there. And then the bike wheel here, the tire, is actually holding the corner piece right here. So where it arcs here and it splits between the bumper and the actual fender panel itself, that right there is where the arc is coming off a little. So it's holding there. The next step we're gonna do, so Chris is finishing up putting the bond on there, and then we're going to continue doing this side. So we'll do the rears for tonight, and then the following day after that we'll do the fronts. You know, it's better to focus on doing one side of the car prior to doing the whole entire thing, and you just lose manpower there. And not only that, but this thing is really time sensitive, so you got to just make sure that you prep it and make sure that you have tools to use just to make sure that everything's going against each other. And that's basically it. Once we're done gluing the kit, we're gonna actually seal up these seals right here so that none of this gets rusted up, because I know a lot of you people always say, oh, so what do you use to cover up that water is gonna get in there and all that stuff? And I was like, water is not gonna get in there. The way it's on here right now is the way this car is gonna literally air up, so it's gonna close itself in there. That's why I made all these slits. And then we're gonna use a sealant so that way the paint doesn't start rusting here. This metal doesn't start rusting. So that's gonna be sealed. Felix, you're gonna be good on that, bro. And we'll make sure we'll show you what we did and all that stuff. But the cut doesn't have to be pretty. Everything's sanded down. There's no sharps and all that stuff sticking. So no issues whatsoever rubbing there. We did the same thing to the wide body flares. We cut the outside of the wide body flares because, keep it in mind, look how much is sticking out now. So when he's airing in, he's tucking in there, those 315s are gonna be actually rubbing pretty well. And that's what you want. When you're doing stance like this with the air suspension, you want that shit to tuck in there. The same thing's gonna happen to the front. Now you have that much more wheel sticking out, and the tire being so big, it's perfect. You know, 305, 35s in the front. He's running 315s, 35, 20s in the front. So good combination there of staggered tires. Then that'll be the following day after we remove the logos. Moving back, starts prepping up all this area, and then get the gluing, and then that should be done later on somewhat tomorrow. We'll just test to see what glue is kind of like seaming out, and if any of the parts are just sticking out a little bit, we will re-glue it in there, so that way all that stuff is done and it's sealed correctly. So yeah, so definitely stay tuned. This is the second day of the vlog for the Scat Pack.
Like this video if it needs some baldies.
There we go. See, so and if we get 100 likes on this video,
Tony's gonna give away hella Pokemon cards.
I will give away Pokemon cards on the first 15 people that comment on the video. All right, so I know who's commenting, I know who's liking, I know who's sharing the video. So if you guys are doing that, I'll put you guys into a raffle of some actual Pokemon cards. Chris, you want to give away your collection too?
Dude, I don't know, my collection's in second grade. You're tripping.
Damn,
Sorry,
but they're all fucking scratched up though.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're authentic. They're authentic scratched.
Hey. Oh, I gotta put mine right here.
All right, anywho, we'll just close it out here for tonight. So like I said, tomorrow we'll follow up with the rest of that, and yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, so basically to end the day, tomorrow will be another wide body day, and yeah, we'll finish hammering the front while Chris will be working on the Mercedes, and hopefully get the front struts inside.
And the rears.
and the rear struts and stuff after we disassemble majority of it, because the geometry on that damn car is a little tricky and you gotta be picky when it comes down to taking off the stock stuff off that car. So that's the hazardous on that. But other than that, the install is gonna be good. Chris has already been brainstorming exactly how he's gonna do all the electrical work and basically the layout of the trunk, because that's gonna be the main piece, is the layout of the trunk. Shit's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be pretty nuts because he currently has 3 subwoofers in his car, and we're gonna downsize the 3 and go to 2. We're gonna build him a custom box. We're gonna do 2-gallon tanks, so 4 gallons total, and 2 compressors. Do a whole bunch of hard lines. Interior on the Mercedes is like a navy blue with cream, so we're gonna do some blue leather with some diamond type. You guys will see that soon. It's gonna come out pretty sick.
Yes. But to finish up the night, yeah, we are smoking hookah. Yeah. So we'll see you on the next video, and closed captions. Let's go.